Good morning, everybody. It's Miss Sarah with the Rooker Library, part of the Central Arkansas Library System. We're still in the swing of Summer Reading Club 2021, Tales and Tales. And I want to ask you, have you ever dreamed of owning a horse? Me too! Let's go see what that entails. Okay, follow me, let's go. Hi everybody, we're here today with Miss Meg, and we're gonna meet her horse. What's your horse's name?
Lazy J Stardust. We call her Star.
Lazy J Stardust. We're gonna call her Star. And we have a barn cat who's very sweet. And what's the cat's name?
This is Climber.
Climber. And here's what I think. I think having a horse is just like having a cat or a dog, but we're gonna find out if I'm right or wrong. A horse needs shelter, food, health care, and love.
I would agree with that. And
Okay.
exercise.
And exercise. Well, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Of course, that could go in with health care.
Yeah, okay. So let's go meet Star. This is Star. Isn't she pretty? Oh, how lovely. Now I see that you have a structure behind us that we'll call shelter. Do they have to have that? Or like horses are wild animals too. Can they just run around? Like if you bought a horse, could you just leave her out here?
They would be okay. Trees or something for shelter would be helpful, just for rain or sun or something like that. But they don't necessarily have to have something like that.
Okay. But if you love them, you probably want them to have some kind of shelter, especially in the winter, maybe.
Yeah, and having multiple horses, I like to feed them separately, so this makes it where we can feed them. And they
Okay.
can get their own food until they're finished with it, and they don't have to worry about somebody else stealing their food.
Oh. And hi. How much do they eat? Like, do they eat 3 times a day like people?
It kind of depends on the horse. Ours are eating twice a day. I would say the majority of horses actually, I should say, are served meals twice a day.
Okay.
Mostly they're outside, so they get to eat continually. In fact, horses are made to be grazing animals, and they're designed to eat between 20 to 22 hours a day.
Wow.
So,
My kind of horse.
yeah. So if they happen to be up more than they're out, then a person should take that into consideration and keep hay or something in front of them so that they can graze
Continually.
It's
Okay.
actually better for their guts too.
Oh, so they're grazers, just like me on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
My dog eats twice a day, so that makes sense. Now, this is a big animal. I have a teeny tiny dog who eats a teeny tiny bit twice a day. Do big animals have to eat lots of food?
Again, depends on the animal. She eats probably 5.5 to 6 pounds of grain a day. That's in a
Wow.
two servings. My others back here, they're probably about 6.5 to 7 pounds a day.
Okay, that to me is a lot.
And that's
because,
just grain, not hay. That doesn't count their hay.
wow, so it's a lot of food and shelter. Their shelter isn't like a doghouse either. Their shelter's almost like a people size thing, but the bigger the animal, the bigger the shelter. I get it. What about health care? Do they see the doctor? Like people, we go to the dentist twice a year and the doctor twice a year for checkups, unless we get sick. What about horses?
Typically once a year for vaccinations. We do something with blood work called Coggins for traveling. Plus, it's a state and federal law that all horses should have a negative Coggins papers, which they should do yearly. And then their teeth continually grow, and so they get sharp points. So we do something called floating, and that should be done at least once a year, sometimes twice a year.
Okay, and they also like shoes, right? I've heard about horseshoes.
Yes.
How many pair of shoes do they go through in a year?
Way more than I do.
I bet more than I do too. You see my work shoes today. How funny are they?
Our farrier is on about a 5-week schedule, so every 5 weeks he comes in full shoes and trims. Sometimes he can reset what's on, and sometimes he can reset.
Okay, that is a lot. It's beginning to add up. I'm not sure it's in my budget to have a horse. And it's a lot more than I expected. It's such a big animal, but beautiful. I do still love horses. Now, we've talked about healthcare and love. I think love is the easiest part with any animal. Look at that sweetheart.
Absolutely. They're easy to love.
Okay, so sometimes with my little dog, she has fiddles or accidents in the house. What kind of bathroom situation is it for horses? And do you have to clean up after a horse like I have to clean up after my dog? Or do they just go wherever they want to?
Well, if they're outside, they kind of go wherever they want to. Some horses will tend to have an area that they go to. Other horses just go wherever.
And do you have to clean that up, or are they okay?
I'm okay with it out in the field. Some people clean their fields. Now we do clean stalls usually once a day. If you keep up with it, it takes just a few minutes, and it's not that big of a deal.
Okay, so like my dog, I have to keep up with and take care of any accidents. And so the horse I'll have to walk her. And a horse, I guess you kind of have to do the same thing. Take them out of their stalls and clean out their stalls. That's a big chore. I know where I'm falling on this horse thing. Maybe I don't know about you, but it's looking like I'm gonna be okay visiting Miss Meg's horses, and maybe not ever have my own.
They also teach a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
Which is, in my opinion, something that is very much needed.
Yes.
And it's good to have responsibility because, like other pets, and maybe even more so because they don't hunt, they are obligated to you. You
Yes.
know, you have to take care of them, and many of us see to our horses' needs way before we see to our own needs.
I understand.
So
actually,
there's a lot of good life lessons with horses.
I believe that because at one point, one of my daughters took lessons from Miss Meg a long time ago when she was young, and she learned a lot of responsibility. So all the joy she got in riding was equaled to the amount of care that went into the horse that she got to ride for that afternoon. Miss Meg taught her how to brush and wash and take care of her with all of her things that went into it, like saddles and cleaning the hooves, everything. But she loved it, and she learned a lot about it. Well, we're going to go take a look at a couple of other horses. And I want to thank you, Miss Meg, for having us out and meeting your friends.
Yes.
And I just want to say, happy tails. And this one is Casper. Hi, Casper.
My husband's horse primarily. I mean, they're all ours, but
And then who's this one?
that is Victor.
Hi, Victor. Boy, what a lesson today. He's pretty too.
They did not get Baz.